Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
This entire military is one cohesive, dedicated force. And the threats to our nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities.
Turnbuckles and stogies. Yo, what is up? What is up? Yo, happy Sunday. Another Sunday with your favorite hostess with the mostest.
My dad, I'm doing a wrestling punch. I looked at her and I said, hey, I'm on Brooklyn, you.
We're not in Brooklyn, sir. We're in upstate New York in Dutchess County. I'm originally from Yonkers. Hung out in the farm.
But wait a minute. I guess you guys don't know each other that well.
Oh,
only 3 boxes.
yo, what is up? What is up? This is another Sunday fun day with your host with the most, the big dog, the vanilla gorilla. I know y'all can't see us right now. The lighting. So
Actually, lighting's not terrible if you go this way. There we go.
there we go.
Now they can see us. We just can't see from far back. That's
So
all.
we are here in Casa Del Tobacco. In
Casa
Park-
del Tobacco
Casa del Tobacco.
in Park Ridge.
See?
That's
our guest.
that's our guest.
You'll see him in a few minutes.
He's yelling at me right now.
See?
He's yelling at me right now. It's okay. So we're here at Casa Del Tobacco in Park Ridge. So we are chilling
Where's that layer?
like a villain. And listen, y'all motherfuckers don't know what. Listen, y'all don't know. I don't understand. Y'all got to follow the podcast. If y'all don't like us, go fuck yourself. So like I said.
Get out of here.
So
We'll tell you, though, this is a nice place.
it's a beautiful place.
And they're very friendly, takes care of you. I mean, you know.
So
takes
I was
care of
sitting
you,
in my
cleans
car
up
and he
all
came over
that.
and
Yeah.
JC came over. He
We were
goes,
sitting in the car waiting.
he goes, you guys coming
when we
in? I'm
came
like,
in,
yeah.
The front door was over. He wasn't here. So the like the humidor and stuff was closed. We went back to the car to wait. It's all right. We'll be all right. I mean, listen, we're here, right? We're on time. See,
So we're on time. So
on Roku and Amazon right now. Shout out to
Amazon,
you guys.
Roku.
We love you guys.
So this is what I'm gonna smoke right now.
Same thing I'm smoking.
Same thing. We're all smoking. What
Just
the fuck?
different sizes.
That's what she said.
They're just different sizes. That's all.
So today, I decided to venture out to Jersey
Here's a cutter for you.
because of my man Dave, cigarbuff. If y'all don't know
He's back there.
cigarbuff, he's in the background. We decided to venture out here today because we have Mr. Papuro on.
That's. Oh, that's why that's good.
Let me see that.
That's why that's
Let me
good.
see that. Let me see that. Let me see
I
that.
see the I see the name above the
Let me
numbers.
see it. Let me
Look,
see it.
wait, no, look. Ready? Here's why it's good.
So this is why this is a good liquor.
Well, it's not. It's rum.
It's Brugal.
Yeah.
All you motherfuckers that don't know about Brugal, eat a bag of dicks.
I'm more of a coffee person for the most part.
Joe
I
likes
drink,
coffee.
just not often enough.
Pairs well with the.
Did I ask you that question yet?
I'm just saying.
I didn't ask you the question yet.
I don't care. I'm just gonna put it out there.
I don't care.
See?
You're the cigar buff now.
God, this is why our podcast is number one, because you got guys in the background like the fucking peanut gallery. The fucking peanut gallery. So what are we doing, son?
What are we doing is the question. We're doing a podcast, obviously.
So should we just let Mr. Papuro sit here?
We can, unless you want to keep talking, because I know you like to do that.
Well,
I will tell you though, I took some pictures of this place that I'll post up on Instagram so you guys can see the lounge and stuff like that. It's very, very nice. They're a official Arturo Fuente, I think, partnership because they work so closely with him. So
hopefully Lady Moxley shows up.
Anything you want, Arturo Fuente, they have it. I was in the humidor already. They have it all. Anything you can think of, they have. That's for sure. They got Aventura, Blackbird, DBL. I mean, they have Papuro cigars.
You buy 4 cigars of one.
Yeah, I think
you get one
Aventura's
free.
buy 3, get 1 free.
And then there's another
Matilda's,
one.
I think, buy 4, get 1 free or something like that. I don't know, something like that.
So we're already on the thing. We already bought one.
I bought 1, yeah.
So now we just gotta buy 2 more.
I only gotta buy 2.
Motherfucker, 2 and 3 is 4.
No, you gotta buy 2 for Aventura. Buy 2, get 1 free.
Mind your business.
I read the sign. I know how to do math.
Only on Thursdays.
No, every day. You're the one that can't do it.
I mean, it is what it is.
But
so why don't we have Mr. Papuro come over here? I'll get up. It's not about me. It's not about him.
So give us a cup. We'll take this. This way when we come back, we can talk for a little longer. Then we don't have to take a break. So let's take a quick break.
Already? What the fuck?
Yeah, well, you know what? You take a quick break. This way when we come back, we talk a little longer, and then we take another break. You got to know how to do this.
That's why he's the fucking producer. I'm just the owner.
Yep. You on break?
Yeah, let's click.
living the American dream. I'm the American dream. Go to school, go to work, Sunday mornings choose a church, attend our games, our plays, PTAs. Drive our cars, flying planes, take the buses, take the trains, walk the beach, ski the slopes, living out our dreams and hopes. We're living, yes, we're living the American dream. We're the American dream. Thank you, soldier, sailor, airman, guardsman, and marine. Thank you all for fighting for our freedom and our dreams, protecting our Constitution, guarding our homes and towns, defending our shores, seas and skies, and putting boots on the ground. Some gave all for me and you. We served the red, white, and blue, protecting the American dream. place. Many creeds and one big race, staking my claim to the Creator. We have to find a way for each to still be different but live in peace. Till then, we must protect ourselves, 'cause we're living, yes, we're living the American dream. I'm the American dream. We're the American dream.
Yo, what is up?
That's not
What
bad
is
either.
up? Yo, you on your
Not at
Sunday
all.
fun day with the motherfucking best podcast in the world, Turnbuckles and Stogies. We are here. You got the Vanilla Gorilla,
Definitely so far.
the Boss Dog,
Price that I
and our
that I
special
saw
guest
for sure.
today. We gotta
Yeah, it's
fix this so
spot
we can
on.
see him.
Spot on.
We gotta see
Spot on.
him. We gotta see him. I don't know how we're gonna see him.
You could just do this.
There you go. There you go. So I'm gonna jump out the hot seat.
Well, don't
and
jump.
put-
You might hurt
and
yourself.
put him in a hot seat.
You should
right
probably
now.
just get up very easily.
How about you go fuck yourself?
Get up very briskly. You might hurt yourself.
How about that? How about you go fuck yourself?
No, thank you.
Shout out to NBR Radio. Shout out to Northeast Streaming Network.
Hello, everybody in Roku and Amazon land.
Shout out to Ish BAMF Cigars. Shout out
YouTube, Facebook, everybody. Shout out to everybody watching.
So
We
I'm
appreciate
going to
it.
jump off here. We're going to bring in our guest. I'm going to sit over there and sit next to Cigar Buff Dave. Y'all don't know him? Go fuck yourself.
Well, you could sit. Yeah, you sit there. He can sit here, and we'll just keep going.
This guy's rearranging my whole living room.
Well, because he's coming, you're leaving.
He's rearranging my whole living room.
He's coming, you're leaving.
What the fuck? How do you rearrange my whole living room already?
Well, because technically this isn't your living room.
This is my living room.
No,
right
it's
now.
not. This is Casa Del Tobacco's living room. You're just a guest.
Right. I'm just a guest.
You don't have a say.
He's the boss.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
No, he is.
No, he's not.
This is his episode to sit down with us. He's the boss today.
Only on Fridays.
Nope. He's the boss today.
Okay.
You can
So,
go
guys,
sit in the corner now.
We're going to introduce right now my man right there. If y'all never had his cigars, try them, because I'm smoking this bitch right now.
This is good.
So I'm going
Very
to jump
good.
off. He's going to jump in, and Joey's going to ask some questions. I'm going to shout out from the background.
Don't get your cut mixed up with his.
Here we go. Hold on.
Myers over there.
Ready? Just so people know, because I think it's more fun this. He got this all labeled, all messed up.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Mike's out in Colorado. So here we are. We're
Yes.
back. See? Look, seats switched. And now we're sitting here with our guest, Marco from Papuro Cigars. Thank
How are
you for coming
man?
on.
How are you? Thank you.
We appreciate you for doing it, and we appreciate Dave for making it happen. So tell us a little bit about you and how you got into the industry itself.
Thank you. Thank you. As you know, my name is Marcos Perez, Papuro Cigars. Papuro Cigars is being a real honor for me, because I created the brand in the honor of my grandpa. His name was Arturo Perez, and we call him Papuro when we were a kid. We couldn't not pronounce Arturo, and we call him Papuro. He was a tobacco farmer in the Dominican Republic. So those sentiments and, childhood, I grew up there. I immigrated to the United States early 80. And I always had that sensitivity for, going back one day and create something in honor of my grandpa. And that's where, I used to go around on the farm, pull off the leaves, the green tobacco leaf, dry the tobacco in the backyard. And I have all that in my mind. And here, I say, you know what? This is the time.
Yeah.
This is the time. And we came up 2.5 years ago with the Papuro. We create everything from scratch. We select everything based on my grandpa taste.
Okay.
That's the creation.
So it's kind of almost like an old world style cigar with a new world twist on it.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Because he used to have like very strong tobacco with black coffee, pure black coffee espresso. And he used to see in the morning.
That's what's in this cup.
Yeah.
But that's not what's in that cup.
Actually. See, that's what I got because my early days, I grew up seeing my grandpa having the cigar with the black coffee. So I think for me, the Papuro marinate really, really good with a black espresso. I mean, that's my personal.
So
I enjoy coffee, so that's something I'm looking forward to, trying.
So how do you drink black coffee? Listen, I'm a guy that traveled. I never drank black coffee.
No, you just drink gas station coffee.
I never drank ice cold coffee.
You just drink gas station coffee.
So how in the hell do you drink iced coffee and black coffee?
Well, when I say black coffee, iced coffee is out of the question. I mean, that doesn't go together. It has to be a real hot, strong espresso. Because that's what I saw. I remember my grandpa when I was 10, 11 years old. He said, hey, bring me my coffee. Go to the kitchen. My grandma was making the coffee. Bring that big cup of coffee, old-fashioned cup. And he said, bring it in. And I saw him. And that's what I started 40 years ago smoking cigars. And I always smoked with a black coffee. I mean, nothing wrong with a shop at Rome.
Right.
Right. Oh, there is. But nothing better than the morning black coffee with a nice Papuro.
You know what? I'm one of those people that I like my coffee in the morning. It changes which coffee I get every day. But I'm the first person to tell everybody in the morning there's nothing like a good cigar and a cup of coffee, no matter how you drink it, whether it's cream, sugar, you want all kinds of flavors in it, however you drink it. And it is. And a cup of coffee is perfect first thing in the morning. Mm-hmm. Now I tend to do coffee and a very strong cigar first thing in the morning.
Yep.
A lot of people don't. And I get that question a lot of, how do you do that in the morning? I said, it's a matter of what you're in the mood for.
So let me ask you this question. So I know a lot of Dominicans, they use the old sock to make coffee. So how do you make your coffee in the morning? Do you use a sock?
Actually, that's remembering my grandpa again, Papuro. He used that's the only thing that they make the coffee with, the sacks. That was the only thing. They had that. I use both. I use the espresso machine and I use the sacks. It depends on the time that I have, but it's nothing better than the nice coffee and they usually do what they call in fogon. It's like a wood, dry wood. Put it on and two blacks. Put the thing on top and the coffee right there. So that's kind of But following up on you, like you say, I started with a black espresso and with a strong torpedo Papuro. Then I can jump in the middle of the day and a Toro, and I finish it off with a Robusto at the end of the day. So that's strong, medium to soft.
So when you started, did you start out with the 5 facings of it you have now, or the 5 sizes, or is it 2 sizes or 3 sizes? How many did you start off with to begin with?
I started right off the bat with 3 sizes.
Okay.
Which is Torpedo, Toro, and the Robusto.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's what we started with. We on the 3rd production now. We started first we started with 10,000 cigars.
Wow.
Then we jumped to 20,000. Then the last production was 35,000.
Wow.
And a good thing that my first ring production, I made 100,000 ring. So I'm still good.
You still have enough, yeah.
Enough for the maybe, another, because, as you go, you want to minimize costs.
Right.
And those things. But, and now I don't think I have one. We're working on a press box for Papuro.
A box press, okay.
A box press. I think I saw you that one, no, David? Not yet.
Speak up, Dave. Don't be shy.
Not yet.
No yelling.
I just bought 2 boxes.
Half that.
So this is just to show everybody. This is the boxes. Just so you guys can see how they look. I mean, they're very nice. It's simple inside, which you don't see a lot of. And I know you can attest to that one too. You don't see a lot of simple insides with just a sticker. It's like some big mural and design and everything else.
Right.
I personally like them just like this.
Just like that.
You know why? Because what you're selling them on is not your boxes. You're selling them on the cigars that are inside the boxes.
On the cigar. And the blend, how we put together the 6 tobacco that are in each Papuro.
Wow. 6
tobacco.
That's
so normally any cigar have 4.
I was gonna say 4, 3
3
sometimes.
sometimes. This one has 6.
I think there's very few that have like 6 and 7 and kind of around that area.
How did you get into making your own cigars? How did you want to come on doing Papuro cigars?
I had that in my mind for a while, since I would say, because I always travel back and forth and on the island, the Dominican Republic, and I see, and I say, you know what, I wanted to do it earlier, but I say, you know what, no, I'm gonna wait a little more time because I'm more flexible in life now.
Right.
I'm in my 60s, so right now I can dedicate more time.
Right.
And I can say, so it came up the idea, I would say 10 years ago, when I really say, I'm going to do this. I wait the right time. And I say, I'm not going to do it I'm not going to say it's a business, but at the end of the day, it's a passion to create a cigar and in the honor of my grandpa. And I'm going to let him flow slowly, and let the people know. Right now, we're in many places.
And that's the big thing, too, is you said the key word that a lot of people don't understand in this business is you have to have the passion for cigars in order to put out the best product to the customers. And then not only that, to be able to make this into something, you have to have the passion behind it all.
Right. There's a lot of people.
Instead of cranking, I think what I'm getting at and what you're probably going to get at is instead of cranking them out, every couple of months, cranking out a new cigar, you put out your core 3.
Yep.
And you're just focusing on that. And now you're adding that new box press size.
Yeah.
But look how long it took. It took 2 years because you built a name for yourself and showed people that you have a passion for this. And now you're adding more, and the more people, once you start adding like a box press size or something different, and this, you gather a different market.
Mm-hmm.
Every different size or every new blend is a different market that you might get that you didn't have before. And that's what a lot of people I've learned from all the interviews we've done and the friends we've talked to, that's a big thing that a lot of companies don't have as a passion. They just get so used to keeping it up and cranking out.
Yeah, and coming up with
just flooding
every week, every month, every 3 months.
Yeah, and flooding the market, and then they don't have time for the one they just put out 2 months ago to really gain the traction.
Right.
By the time it starts to gain, they're already putting out a new one, and that one's kind of off to the side.
Exactly. But not only that, beside the passion that I have or anybody can have for the cigar, that will be the key to success, because I dedicate my time to create this cigar based on my grandfather's taste and my taste.
Right.
So I created for me. I created for myself, and I said, this is what I'm going to be smoking. So I took my time and I taste
You're right.
many
And
blends.
it's funny you say that, because another friend of ours who has his own company said the same thing. He blends for his palate.
Exactly.
So
So
you blend for your palate, and not everybody might like it, but you might have something else that somebody might like.
yeah, and I said, I mean, you know what? I rather everybody liked it, but not everybody gonna like my cigars,
Right.
because this is my palate. This is what I like, and if you smoke this, I recommend it to you,
Right.
Because this is what I like. So that's the key, and this and
Yes.
another thing is no rush to have the best selling cigars in 6 months, or I'm not in for that.
Right.
I am for my passion, to honor my grandpa and take it to the long run.
Exactly. And that's kind of where this podcast has turned out nice for us, because we've been able to expose people to, friends of ours who've been around for years, like Ish and Family by Loyalty, but people may have not heard of them. So, this podcast has allowed us to kind of push out some of these smaller boutique brands to a bigger audience. And, people will always talk to be like, oh, I bought this cigar from BAMF. What did you think of it? And he's got a big catalog, because he's got 3 different companies under his umbrella. He's got ROCF cigars, BAMF cigars, and K9 cigars. So I've smoked a little bit from everything, but I haven't smoked the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, I always tell people, you got to try something new. Just because I haven't had it doesn't mean that it's not good. And just because you may like that cigar that you ordered, but I didn't, everybody's palate's different.
Exactly.
And that's the other thing that, it took me time to learn too, was because I would smoke stuff and it'd be like, oh man, this is horrible. And then the more I did this podcast and talked to different brand owners and factory owners and, blenders and stuff like that, they've all said it'll take time for your palate to develop. So something you may not have liked when you started smoking, in 4 years you try it again, or 2 years you try it again, you may not like it, but then 2 years after that, you'll smoke it and you'll be like, wow, this is really good, because your palate has kind of developed and adjusted to those notes or that tobacco that's in it. And that's interesting. That was an interesting thing to find out, because I never knew that.
Yeah, and you guys, doing really checking on your work, explaining, getting to know, discover some people that create cigars, not because you guys here, but what you guys talk, what you guys say, it get to the people. You get to people like me that say, "Whoa, look at this! This guy know how to interpret, the not the market, the tobacco family, the tobacco."
So Joey's only been smoking since he's 18 years old.
I'm going on 9 years in a couple of weeks,
and
or a week and a half. Not 9 years. I'll be smoking.
This dude, listen, you ask him about a cigar.
Well, and I can try to tell you that started because
whatever.
I didn't know a lot about cigars when I started smoking. I was going with my dad to the cigar shop across the street from our house after work, because he would go to work at 4 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning before I went to school. And he wouldn't get home sometimes till 6 or 7 at night. But then he would come home and go to sleep. So, the way I used to go with him and hang out was kind of like a bonding time for us to hang out. And, we would talk all about, because we were watching, because he wrestled for 25 years. So, he would come home and he'd watch the show, because we had watched it the night before, because we always do. and we would just talk about it, or talk about sports, whatever. And then when I turned 18, I'm like, you know what, Dad? I'm like, I want to try this. I want to just see if I can do it. And it's funny because I have asthma, but it's only sports induced, like exercise and stuff induced. I was always told that from a kid. So my mom was like, you can go, but if you see it's a lot for you, don't do it. So I went with him, and I started smoking, and I was like, okay, and it was something that interested me at first, and then the more I started, smoking and realizing throughout the years now, and especially since I would say probably before COVID, when I really, kind of immersed myself in doing the Instagram lives and stuff like that, meeting all these manufacturers, that there was a whole world out there that I didn't even know existed. All the big names, Drew Estate, Padron, Fuente. I'd actually heard of DBL at that point because a couple of lounges carried them, but CAO, all the big legacy name brands. The boutiques were always out, but people didn't know about them until, as I always say, COVID kind of was the best thing for the boutique industry, because it gave guys like us a chance to really meet these people and sit on a live for a couple hours and kind of pick their brain about how they did this. That's kind of where this started. And then me and another guy would go on and talk wrestling, because he was a wrestling fan, but he lives in Ohio. But we would sit down and talk wrestling, smoke cigars. We'd bring on, if Ish was on, because he was on all hours of the day and night, because the guy don't fucking sleep. He would come on with us. Family by Loyalty would come on with us. And then all of a sudden it was like we kind of opened the door to start this. So we sat down, me and him was like, listen, why don't we do this? Let's bring on this guy as a co-host, and let's bring your dad on to try to help us get, some of the, like, I have friends in the wrestling business, but he has a lot more than I do. So we brought him on to like, hey, let's, we'll work on this side, you work on that side. And that's kind of how this all really came about, was COVID and learning about all these boutique brands. And then when we started this, our main focus was the boutique industry.
It's many brands. We just came last July. We participated in Germany in the Tobacco.
Yeah, the
festival.
International
Tobacco.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
go to every year.
Yeah.
So we went there. Papuro was there, and then all those brands were all the Europeans, distributors.
Yep, because I know
big guys.
Yeah, I know, like Jonas was there from Blackbird, Aventura. Rick Rodriguez was there from West Tampa.
Yeah, and we actually had a good turnout because we bought him the cigars. We got everything there, and all of a sudden we got the order from a couple guys, one in Spain that now is in the production, and we got one from Switzerland.
Okay,
that's another guy that he established as one of the big guys. So, and they interested in all the boutique brands.
Right.
They say, no, we wanted to put you guys up there because he tried the cigars, and they said, listen, this is a good cigar.
And that's what I was telling Dave before when you were in the bathroom is, I as I'm smoking, I'm like, this is actually really, really good. You don't, and again, that's why I like this industry, because it's, a lot of times, to me, I've noticed it myself. The big brands are good, but the boutique brands are kind of where the industry is shifting now. Well, because of, like you said, the passion and the time to do the quality and make sure everything is right before it goes out.
It's like Matty Rock said. You always had these guys on that have on suit.
That was the best way he could put it. Is
else. Now you have guys on like
the suit and ties were running the industry.
Papuro,
Now it's
that's sitting here with a fucking zip up shirt,
now as he puts
like
it,
that.
the inmates are running the asylum now. Because it's guys like us, guys like you, like Dave, like my dad, like this one, like that.
We go. I remember when Papuro, my grandpa, we go up there and we get our hands dirty with the cigar. I go with the master blender, we go and buy and inspect each leaf that we're gonna buy.
Okay.
You know,
And that's
to try to get, and if you're not gonna get the right product that I selected right from the beginning, it won't go.
right.
Right.
And I need to go one by one and testing each cigar, making sure that the cigar is ready to go.
Now,
And then
when you do the testing, do you test them in like almost like a share root kind of deal, like where it's like just a very like one or two leaves and then just the wrapper? Or no, you know what? A lot of people I've heard some test them in full cigars, some smoke two at the same time, but then a lot of people I've heard do it that way, and it changes. It gives you a real flavor profile.
Yeah, we taste it both ways. We go leaf by leaf first to make sure the tobacco is ready to go, ready to go on the cigar. Once we got everything approved that you and the right fermentation and the right conservation of the leaf,
right,
then we roll it up, we let it rest, and then we taste again.
Right.
And at that point, we let the conservation of the cigar, and then we got the taste. We need to taste it again 3 months later
to make sure it's
aging properly. And to tell you the truth, we wait, at least a year after the cigar is made.
Right.
And we review everything again to see if it's ready to go. Right. So we kind of, but it's a whole process. In order for you to get to this, to smoke, it take an effort. It's not an easy thing, that this is ready to go out. No, that's why I'm saying it's a passion because
you're not rushing it.
I'm not rushing anything. I'm not rushing to make more money or less money. I don't care about that. I care about my cigars. People gonna enjoy.
Right.
People gonna have the right products, and they're gonna be continuing, even if it take 5 years, 10 years, whatever.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly. So let's take a quick break.
Commercial break. We'll be right back.
And then we'll be right back. Since we've been talking for a while.
Hombre muerto.
Dead man. 10 years hard time for stuff that I didn't do. You've been living on easy street. Now justice coming to you. You're a dead man. You're a dead man walking.
It has to be.
Whoa. What do you mean, me and him?
We're back.
Yo, shut up. We back.
But no, in all
motherfucker.
seriousness, if we talk to him, we can, we set something up, then we're good.
Yo, we back. Turnbuckles and Stogie Spot. We here with Papuro cigars at Casa Del Tobacco in Park Ridge. Y'all motherfuckers don't know? I know what to tell you.
Yes, sir.
You heard?
Hold on.
Now this motherfucker's on the phone. Now he's on the phone.
So, you told us earlier, and I was going to touch on this, but like I said to you before, if there's stories or ways to go, we're just going to go that way and we'll revisit it.
Yeah.
Now, you said you were a kid with your grandfather picking tobacco leaves.
Mm-hmm.
What, I guess, kind of tell everybody what that's like, because not everybody has the opportunity to do that.
Leaves?
Like being able to learn that
Yeah.
young about the tobacco leaves and stuff like that, because that's knowledge that guys like us will never have.
Yeah. So in that sense, that what I remember the most is as a kid, we had my grandpa. They picked the tobacco leaf, and one thing that I participated a lot, it was when the tobacco is getting ready to dry. We need to insert in the thread.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Put
it on almost like a stick.
Like a stick.
Yes.
A long stick. Every time you feel one of them stick, my grandfather used to give me 5 cents.
Okay.
When I was a kid, and if I do 20 a day, I get like kind of like $1, for whatever. So I remember those days, and that's when the memories, the story that I have from those days.
Right.
So that kind of gave me
I'm just looking for the picture.
The idea. I said, listen, I have all these memories, and I'm been smoking cigars for over 40 years. And then now is the time that I can utilize, have my own cigars, my own way. I'm going to stop buying whatever, any other brand. Not that I smoke any cigar that you can name it in the market. I try already. So I know exactly what it is. But have your own cigars created, and I said, listen, this is my creation. This is in honor of my grandfather. And you feel proud that you did
exactly, because it's something you did from scratch.
And I want everybody to know. I want you to say, hey, listen, Marco, this is okay. This is good. This don't have nothing to envy it, like any other brand. So that's what I feel from those days.
No, I can't find it. I had a picture.
So, Marco, let me ask you this.
That I'm looking for.
So, you've been doing this for a lot of years. So, when you got into making your own cigars, do you make it for you or you make it for the consumer?
No, I make it. I make the cigar strictly for me. I make it for me, my taste, my palate, the way I want it, how I want it, and I say, you know what? This is my cigar. This is what I'm going to be smoking. And all of a sudden, all my friends say, hey, no, you should name it. You should trademark this. You should kind of register this.
That's what I was looking for.
And
that picture.
Oh, look at that.
Just so I could show the people.
Yeah.
That's what I was. So that's what he was referring to by putting them on the stick and letting the leaves dry out.
Yep.
I knew I had the picture. I was trying to give them a visual example of it.
At 10, 11 years old, that's what I was doing.
And to see that in person too, like just when we had this, that was at Barn Smoker for Drew Estate. Just to be able to go and see the aging barns that they have, and them talk about the process alone is so interesting, because obviously it, but it's crazy, like for guys like us who don't get to see that all the time, to be able to go somewhere not that far away to one of their farms and see that in person is completely crazy for us. And it's like who would have known that this was, 4 hours away, and it's right on, U.S. land, so to say.
Mhm.
It was so interesting to be able to, hold those leaves and kind of touch them and see the difference in, like the greener ones, and then you get to the drier ones to feel the difference. It was insane.
No, definitely. That's spring. As always, I just came back from like 3 weeks ago, where I was just checking some tobacco, going around. Now we in the process of. I'm not sure yet, but depends on how much time I have. I'm planning to have my own production. That way, I don't have to buy.
Right.
I don't have to go out and buy the tobacco.
Okay.
I have some land over there that I might gonna maybe by the end of the year or beginning of next year. Remember, tobacco is only 3.5 months.
Right.
So are you going to PCA?
PCA?
The big convention that they do in Vegas.
Oh, that I got invited. I'm not sure when is that, in July.
That's next month.
That's next month.
Yeah.
I got invited. I'm not sure yet because I got to travel that next month, and I don't know what day is.
I think it's the 11th to the 14th.
Not sure because I think I'm leaving the 14th.
Casa Del Tobacco boys are going to be there.
Yeah, they're going. And actually, Manolito was telling me.
Yeah.
We were supposed to go, but with him retiring.
That's in Louisiana, by the way.
Yeah.
This year.
We were supposed to go with Ish, but with him retiring, the timing just doesn't add up.
Yeah.
Because he's retiring at the end of April, so we're trying to get through that, and then maybe next year.
No, it's not.
We were trying to go for the last couple of years, but things don't line up.
It's not
You plan something, I'm going to go, and then
Yeah.
it always goes wrong right beforehand.
Yeah, I have to. Right now, I coordinate really well because I have.
Right.
I need to make sure that it doesn't conflict with any other traveling.
Right.
So, I don't think I'm going to go next month because I know I have something already.
Okay.
Already planned.
Now, do you own your own factory over in DR, or do you partner with a factory?
I'm partnering with a factory.
Okay.
Actually, Casa del Tobacco, Sparta, Newark, and Park Ridge, they own a factory.
Oh, see, actually, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they own a factory in DR, Tamboril.
Okay.
The cigar world of cigars. So
I didn't know that.
My cigars, it get made in their factory.
Okay.
So I'm partnering with them.
Okay.
To make my cigars. So it's a good relationship between the Casa Del Tobacco, Papuro, is all.
Now, are you eventually planning to maybe open your own factory?
That's something in my mind. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm going to start with create my own leaf.
Your own tobacco field first.
Have a farm, because right now the demand for tobacco is very high,
and that's what a few guys have told us.
Mm-hmm.
That we have that make their own cigars and have their own factory. Like sometimes you make more money off of your tobacco field, than you do your cigars, and that's just because, like you said, the demand is there for it.
Exactly.
And they said that money from the tobacco field basically pays for everything they're doing in the factory with the cigars and everything else. So they're making a profit essentially off the the cigars because of the tobacco field.
Mm-hmm.
And having their own field, they said, is, like you said, is a cost-cutting expense.
Yeah, cost-cutting expense
because everything's in-house.
Let's say right now, I know all those big guys that are in DR. Fuente, La Aurora, Davidoff, Esther. So they have their own land. They do their own thing. They not that I'm going to do that, but
so let's ask this question. So you was in the tobacco in Germany.
No, I didn't win my cigar one. The master blender.
They went to the Inter
So
Tobacco.
Yeah.
How did that work out?
Oh, that was amazing. It was a big
Hold
exposure.
on. He set his fucking drink down. He set his drink down.
That's crazy.
No, that was. I'm being in a different event.
Piggyback.
So that the cigar being there, the master blender and Casa Del Tobacco was there. And like people that try the cigar over there, they went like, no. Actually, after that, it came out like so many calls, so many people asking questions how this is made, what was the creation of this, because nobody know you.
Right.
I mean, and how you came up with a blend where, like, you know, we didn't know about it. I said, listen, I have this in my this is some story that I have from back in the days where my father used to create his own tobacco. He made his own cigar to smoke, and that's why I came up with the idea of based on his palate and my palate. I said, this is what I want. Right. And that's why they say, well, we like this.
So you like number one.
So I won't say number one, but
hold on.
I'm leaving that there for now. Just leave it there.
So
I will. I'm gonna get to that. We're gonna get there. Okay. But to piggyback off of that, going into that market, because I've heard this from a lot of people. Mm-hmm. What was the process like to be able to get into that market? Because I know it's a lot of people have said it's not an expensive process, but it's a very hard process because you got to find a distributor and somebody who's willing to work with you.
Yeah, that is a very regulated process.
Right.
You have to go through, many regulations and registering the brand.
Right.
Like right now, I'm registered in the whole Europe. I can be in any country in Europe because I already registered. I already have my registration.
So he's like,
essentially, you're in the It'd be like because Ish has his stuff in that market over there too.
I mean, that's just happened, And
right.
After it happened, it's another process. Distributor, they're gonna take you around. At that point, it was just exposure. People trying the cigar, getting to know, asking questions.
Right.
Oh, this is how this was made. We're interested. Can we get more information? This and that. But the good thing is that you hire a distributor from over there,
right? And
they take care of the rest.
Exactly.
So you don't have to worry about it. Before you even get to tobacco in Germany, you have to be registered in everything.
Right.
You cannot go in, try this. No.
Yeah.
I was already registered. All the process was done. It was like a year before the event that you had to start.
And then you found a distributor and everything over there before you started.
Yeah, you have to find a distributor because you will not be able to bring your cigar in Europe.
The regulations.
Regulations
over there are insane. That's why a lot of people say it's hard to get into that market if you're a smaller company.
And we're still on the process because right now we just getting orders, from different distributors that are over there.
Right.
They say, "Oh, we want to get on board." But the good thing is that like we were saying before, the demand you have to have the tobacco because they can say, you know what, I need 20,000 cigars. I need 100,000.
You have to have.
I need 10,000.
You have to have the means.
So you have to have that in place before you take an order.
Exactly.
So that's why we you would just stay.
You're testing it out to see. How it's going to do first.
If you order me 50,000 cigars and then I go in the DR, but I cannot find the tobacco to produce that and the time that they want it, so it's a conflict. So you need to make sure that you know what you're doing before you take an order.
Right, exactly, and that's what a lot of people have said. It's tough because they say even here there's sometimes that turn down huge orders like that because the demand is so high that there's not enough to go around.
Yeah, no, that definitely is. But it is a process. Like I always said in the beginning, that I'm going pace by pace. I'm going step by step. I'm not rushing anything to like get I want to jump ahead of it. No, I want to just make sure that I go through the process.
Right. So this is what you're smoking, correct?
Yeah, that's what I.
All right, so that's what he's smoking right now. So this is the bundle of the torpedoes. That's and now obviously the boxes and the bundles are all 20 count.
Oh
right?
yeah, all 20 count.
So now let me ask you this, because I know some companies do this, some don't. If they order boxes from you, can they order bundles to just refill those boxes?
Yes, you can order boxes, you can order bundle. I have both.
Because I know a lot of places they keep the boxes on the shelves and then they just order, replacement bundles. And there are some companies that won't do that. They want you to just order another box.
Yeah, no. I mean, right now right now we're refilling orders.
Right.
Like many cigar lounges, I'm in I would say close to 50 lounge.
Wow.
And I'm in Texas and Georgia, North Carolina.
Now, have you looked at smoke shops as well that have walk-in humidors, or is that not something you're?
No, I'm
open. Interested in. Okay.
Yeah, I'm open to smoke shop. I'm open to smoke cigar.
Because I've noticed those pop up a lot more frequently now. Is smoke shops with walk-in humidors that have a whole bunch of stuff, and some of them are looking to buy new things, stuff people don't have. That's why I always ask that no matter who comes on, because it shows people that hey, you're not looking just for the big name lounges. You're looking for wherever your cigars can go and the exposure gets, that's where you want to be.
At the beginning, I was focused on cigar lounges, where people come, because I want
you want the whole experience.
I want the whole experience, and I want to be where the real smoker are. If you come to Casa Del Tobacco, you go to Fanatic, you go to Monte Cristo,
which are all great shops.
Yeah.
I love Fanatics too. Yeah. That's another one.
Yeah, I'm in there. I go to the cigar room in Fort Lee.
Okay, I haven't been there yet.
Also,
I do.
Havana on the Hudson, and
I've done Fanatics. I've been to Cigar World in Ramsey.
Yeah.
She's a good friend of ours. We've actually filmed there a few times.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Casa de Monte Cristo is always on the list. That's just one of the regular spots.
So many places, and they really. That was kind of my first production. My second production was more going and more spread out in different places.
Right. Now, you got these two, which a lot of companies don't do. I don't understand why. I'll never get it, because I think it just makes sense. Is the travel packs.
Yeah.
To me, it makes travel humidors. Some call them travel packs, but I think to me this makes the most sense possible, because you're getting the most bang for your buck, but you're also getting to try a new brand that you're not spending a whole lot. You're not going out and spending $80, $90 on a 5-pack. It might be $55, $60, $65, but you're also getting 5 cigars, something that you can just throw in your car if you want to leave it in your car, whatever. I think this is something that, to me, a lot of companies really, I guess, in my opinion, should look into, because I know it's not easy for people to do this, but it just makes sense. It does.
Definitely. I make those as a request, because I have I went in all the boutique in Punta Cana, Puerto Plata, Santiago, the city of Santo Domingo, and there are the big lounges in there. And they always say, no, if you put it like this, because remember, those boutiques and gift shop,
yes,
and the hotel, they don't have a kind of big humidor,
right?
Right. And they say, if you gave me the humidor bags thing to travel, because people go there, if you're sitting and a lot of people go for 3 days weekend in Punta Cana, they don't bring cigar. You can buy one of those and you have it all weather in there, and the cigar is not going to get damaged.
Nope, and you can leave it whether on the chair out front of your room,
Exactly.
on your dresser in the room, you just grab them and go grab one and sit outside, whatever. It makes sense.
So we have a lot of success with that bag, and even now here, it's in many lounges. And
I actually, when I walked in the humidor, I saw the Toro in this, and then I came out and I said, "Oh wow!" I was like, I didn't even realize that was there, and that was the first. I'm like, that's actually not a bad idea because again, it makes sense no matter where you are.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you come into a lounge, you just like or a humidor, and you don't know what you want. And then I've done it. And I've seen a sampler bag, or like some shops will do 5 cigars for $20, and it's cigars that don't move that well, or it's ones they're trying to get rid of. And sometimes, to me, I find that those are better than picking out 5 cigars, especially if it's a brand you
grab it and put it in your bag.
You've heard a little bit about, or you don't know much about, and you want to try it. That's the easiest way to do it.
Yep, I totally agree. There was a really a good decision I made those, and when I started, I made 5,000 bags.
You can put them anywhere.
Yeah,
you just put them out on a counter.
Carry it.
You can put them on a counter, on a shelf. Hotels like them because if they put them in that, they can put them right in the, as I call it, like the hotel shop.
Yeah,
like they could sit them on a rack in there.
Yes, and a spinning
rack, or where they keep like the toothbrushes and stuff like that. You put them in there. They can hang them up. You don't got to worry about it.
Most of the places, that's the way I have it. That's the way they have it. And there I have a guy that he controls, and it's good because and there they save
right
compared to when you ship the cigar
right
to the United States. You got to pay all the stuff,
all the taxes and everything else. Yeah,
tariffs and this.
Absolutely.
So you get that over there. People buy them. They even bring it over here.
Yeah, but it's the easiest way to travel with them too. Sometimes.
Yeah, and I have friends in here that they say, you know what? I bought a 5-pack as a gift for my friend, and look at what I find over there. I find a bag at Papuro.
Yeah,
and then he bought it over here as a gift.
There you go.
I say, what did you bought it here?
It's the same thing.
It's the same.
So
it makes sense,
So with your cigars, are they all the same wrapper, or are they different wrappers, different strengths?
They are the same wrapper. They have Habano wrapper.
Okay.
The strength varies because the torpedo it have the same lead, the same cigar, the same tobacco, but it get processed differently.
Okay.
So you can tell the torpedo is more strength.
Okay.
And then the Toro is a medium flavor, and less strong than this.
Okay.
And then if you go to the Robusto, it's more mild.
Which is what I'm smoking now.
Which is not bad.
No,
you have flavors.
I'm enjoying it, and that's sometimes I think the Robustos or the Torpedoes and stuff, even the 660s, sometimes depending on the brand, the flavors don't come out more. A lot of the flavors don't come out, and sometimes it's like you're trying something in a 60 ring that's strong, and then you go to a Robusto, and it's like the flavor's not all there. When normally it's supposed to be the reverse.
I'm gonna do a Robusto now, so you can. Where is the Robusto? Oh, in there. Let me have a Robusto so we can. Perfect.
And I think that's the thing is it's sometimes companies reverse it. They put all your strength in the 6x60s, but then you get to the Robustos and it's like, wait a minute, it's supposed to be the opposite way. What's going on? And I mean, some people it takes time to process all the blends, or they have to revisit them. Like I know some, like Jonas said it when he was on our podcast. He had his blends originally, and then when he built his new factory, he had to go back, revisit them, and retweak them and make them better. And if somebody like him is saying that, who produces so many cigars, then that means there's other companies that can do it. There's some bigger names, some boutique brands that can also go back and do that too. You know, and he said if you're not revisiting your blends every so often to fix them,
You have to.
you're not doing it. You're not doing it correctly, so to say.
Well, to piggyback on that, after we make the first production, we revisit the blend. We correct it because we took some good criticism from Cigarbuff and David, and we correct a few things, you know. And it's nothing bad, but
Right.
you know, you do a little tweak here, there, and you know,
You get a whole different cigar.
It came out much better when we were on the third production.
Right.
So,
And that's what they say is, you know, you go back, like you said, every few productions, and you might have to revisit a certain blend, or you might try one out of that production and say, hey, this Robusto don't taste right. And now you're releasing that because like it's already in that phase, but you're going to go back on the next one and try to fix it to see what you're missing.
yeah, definitely. And hopefully next time we met or we see each other, I'm going to bring some
Okay.
that I already have it.
I'm looking forward to trying that one.
You can.
Now, is that going to be a Habano wrapper too?
That's going to be a Habano wrapper because we just went with the same for now, but we developing now another. We're going to probably go with Maduro. Now
That's right up my alley.
we're going to Maduro, and maybe we're going to do some limited edition and San Andres wrapper. We already have it set up, but then I'm going to bring some so you can try.
Oh,
That's an. I already have some sample of that.
okay.
So, but that is going to be probably towards the end of the year.
Okay.
Into which is gonna wrap
Those,
everything up.
and that's I love a San Andres.
Mhm.
That's one of my favorite rappers. I don't know why. It is.
No, it is
That and a Connecticut broadleaf like the Nica Rusticas have, or something like that is I like a fuller body cigar, but that doesn't stop me from trying other cigars that don't have a full body in their line, because you don't know what you're missing if you don't try it.
Yep.
So let me ask you this, because I know everybody has told me that this tobacco is very hard to work with, and that's Ligero tobacco.
Oh, Ligero, that's.
I've heard that's very hard to work with, and I had a company that I used to work for. A customer ordered an all Ligero cigar, binder, filler, wrapper, and he said it was very hard to work with, and he didn't like them. So I was like, well, okay, you don't like them? He goes, no. I'm like, all right, what do you have? You know, how many you got? He goes, well, I got a lot. I'm like, when you send me my stuff, send me those. He goes, you'll smoke them? Absolutely, I'll smoke them.
That's a nicotine bomb.
Yeah, that's a bomb.
I used to
Because
smoke
Ligero,
probably 2 a day.
Well,
I'd start like first thing in the morning, light that up.
You get dizzy.
Oh, I was. People are like, dude, what are you smoking? I'm like, newspaper Ligero. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah. They go, is it Ligero inside? I said, no. It's
this
Ligero binder is the wrapper, and it had, because they use the binder leaf
and the filler too.
So yeah, the binder leaf was the wrapper. Then you had the Ligero binder underneath, and then you had, or it might have been an Indonesian binder. I don't remember.
Imagine
And
the Robusto have only one leaf of Ligero.
Oh my God!
So and you see how it
imagine
feels.
this in an all Ligero.
Oh, it'd be
fantastic.
Pre-treated 2x4.
That'd be fantastic.
Well, that was my grandfather.
Good morning to you.
Papuro smoke all Ligero. Because that's what he liked to smoke.
That'd be a nice morning cigar, and when you smoke it, good morning to you.
Yeah,
because that's exactly what it'll be. It'll be a fucking morning. You wake up and go, whoa.
And then make sure that you have to smoke it early in the morning.
Yeah, I used to
first cigar if you're gonna do that.
I used to smoke it early in the morning, and then I used to smoke it at night sometimes. It changed. Each day it would change, but there were times I was good for a minimum of 2 a day. But that was during COVID. I had nothing else to do but sit at home, try to do sales, and smoke.
Yep.
So people are like, well, how do you combat not smoking all your good ones? I said, my all Ligero cigars. And the newspaper was nice and yellow. Like it was dude, I can't tell you how many times I smoked that. In a week, I probably smoked half a bundle. Like, that's how much I was, because I like that strong, full body.
Yeah. Well, that's my
full body cigar. That's what I love.
That's my palate. I'm full body cigar. And I always have, some Papuro, like more.
And I will say, I've over the years, I've gained more of a appreciation for, a Habano or a Corojo or Criollo. I've gained over the years. So like I told you, I went back and revisited a lot of stuff. And I've gained more of an appreciation for the stuff I wasn't smoking. Because I went from a flavored cigar to a Triple Ligero Asylum 13 in a week. And then I just stuck on that side of the spectrum. I never went back. And over the years, as I've gone back, you realize what you're missing in not smoking, a Habano or Habano 2000, a Corojo, Criollo, all that stuff. You don't know what you're missing until you go back and revisit it.
Yeah. I always go like, trying things, but when you have your palate as a strong cigar smoker, I feel like you want to smoke to have some flavors.
Yes.
You don't want to smoke to just blow out the smoke.
And that's my hardest problem, is finding cigars that have flavors a lot of times. You find some of these cigars or some brands that you try, like there's a brand that's supposed to come on down the line, and we tried their stuff a while back, and there was nothing to it. It was just like smoking to smoke.
Yeah.
And I'm still going to bring them on because they're a new brand. They've been around maybe a year, if that. So I want to give them the same opportunity I give everybody else, to promote their stuff.
Yep. And
then, with the friends we have and the connections, as I say, with, different factory owners and stuff like that, maybe, kind of connect them together and say, hey, what if you take that and put it with this person, or, put it with this person, and let's see what we can do to try to help you kind of raise the stakes in your cigar, raise the flavors. And there's been a lot of guys we've been able to connect with, factory owners or friends who are friends of ours. Like, we connected a few guys with Espinal Puro, with Fred, with Ish, just different guys that we know. They're like, oh man, I'm looking to make a cigar, or I have this blend, I'll send you one to try. Like, we've tried. I'm like, listen, I have a guy or two that might be able to work with you. And the first two I direct them to is Ish and Fred.
Yeah. Because
those are products that, and you've smoked them both, Dave. Those are products that you can stand behind as if you're going to go work with somebody, as a new brand, or a brand that's just starting with your new cigars, and you're trying to get people to try them, and they're not that good, but they say, hey, they're not even not good. There's revisions that could be made, and you could say, hey, they may say, hey, the factory sent me this. I'm not a fan. Listen, send one to these guys. I'm going to connect you guys with them. And, maybe we can make something happen of where you can take the blend you have, but like you said, tweak it and make it what you want.
Yep.
And that's what I like about what we kind of do now, is like we broker or try to help the next person, because that's what this podcast is for.
No, definitely. I would love to get your feedback. Honestly, excuse me. You trying the cigar for the first time or whatever,
right?
But that's what we learn from the feedback, from what you have to say about the, hey, if I would have had this and whatever, and a San Andres wrapper, maybe that will make a change or whatever.
Right.
So we're learning from all of that. I'm taking a lot of suggestions from people like you guys that
I will tell you, this is and I tell everybody this, it's not just because you're on my podcast. Even if I was at home smoking it, it's a very good cigar. I'm really enjoying it. It's got flavor. And that's,
you like it.
With a Habano, a lot of times that's what you're looking for, is the You're looking for a little bit of the punch, like you said. It's got the leaf of ligero in it, where you get that little bit of that pepper, but that kind of punch, but it's not overwhelming.
Exactly. It has like a blend of flavors.
Yes.
Combined, like creamer between the creamer, nuts, and wood, together.
And that last third where I'm at now is kind of where that ligero picks up a little bit.
That's where you get.
And I'm noticing that as I'm getting through this last little bit, is that ligero picks up in the end of it.
And look at the beginning.
Exactly. And that's the other thing, is the ash is just so white. Like that's look
like San Andres.
Yeah, it does. And
San Andres very white.
That's a hard thing for a lot of people, a lot of companies, man. And I've only said,
and Habano, that's very rare.
And a lot of companies out of the DR that do stuff like that, their ash doesn't burn white.
Yeah,
it burns like that. Like salt and pepper, smoky gray.
Remember,
like the hints of dark, of like black through it.
One thing that I really very particular on this is if you don't like, you see this, if you're not inhaling
right
as you're not gonna see that big smoke coming out.
Right.
It's not a big smoke coming out because it's nothing added. It's no, in this cigar you don't make the Habano wrapper brighter or blacker or this. This is a pure Habano leaf. They have nothing on it, and that's why you just getting the pure flavor.
And that's no, and that's nice, because you do get some. And I've heard there's different ways that they cure the leaves to make them darker, and I've heard they use wine, they use Coca-Cola, and then
stuff.
And I've heard
that betun. What do they call it? Betun? Is that what they call it? The stuff that some people use to make it brighter or shining.
Well, usually they use like coffee grinds, and they use red wine to make a leaf darker.
That's what I've heard.
And you'll see it in the smoke, because the smoke will smoke yellow.
Yes.
And that's when you know you have a dyed tobacco leaf.
Yes.
That smoke comes out like piss yellow.
I don't think I've come across that yet, or at least not that I've noticed, which I'm happy about that I haven't come across that yet. And again, that's not saying I haven't. Yeah. I may have just not ever noticed
I've seen it plenty of times.
I've seen it in the past.
Right. Because I don't bash companies.
Right. No, neither do I.
Everybody tries their best to do what they
can. And what's funny is, like you said about the dark leaves, the one that I've noticed puts out a lot of white smoke. And again, people can hate me for it, whatever, but it's relevant to the conversation, is the broadleaf, the Nica rustica. Puts out white smoke. That's why I've said I've never came across it. Again, that doesn't mean I haven't, because I'm sure I probably have and just never noticed it. But that's one of the few leaves that I've noticed, no matter how much that thing burns, it doesn't burn a color. It'll burn like white or gray, depending on the lighting.
Yeah.
And that's how I'm like, okay, you know what? I know.
Papuro.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, all right, this isn't a dyed leaf, or this one isn't. It's just, it is what it is. Because everybody said that's how broadleaf is. It's just dark. Especially, I think the Connecticut or Pennsylvania, I think it's Connecticut.
Connecticut broadleaf.
Yeah, I'm saying that as I have one sitting next to me in my humidor. I could pull it out and read the label. Well, why do that? It's more fun to just guess, even though there's one next to me. That's crazy. I didn't know that it burns. Didn't know that it burns yellow if it's dyed like that. Never knew that.
Follow me for more.
And also, when they keep smoking, they keep burning with the black smoke. Sometimes,
that's when the oil builds up.
Yeah, when the oil.
Sometimes the binder or the wrapper could
but
be very
you
oily.
see this.
You see that in a lot of.
You don't see a smoke coming.
Nope.
Right?
And the other thing I will say I don't see is a strong buildup of tar or nicotine that some cigars have. Because you get to that last third, and by that last third, you're like, you got like that almost sour taste as you're puffing on the cigar.
That's poor quality.
And you can tell like your mouth is like sticking
Yes.
somehow.
And then like you'll lick your lip and it'll have like that tangy taste almost. And there are some, and again, I'm not gonna,
you know when that happened, because at the beginning when we were.
I've been told if you don't like purge out, sometimes that'll happen. Like puff outward on your cigar instead of inward.
Mostly that's when the tobacco, it was not ready. It was not aged enough. You know, it was not.
In the oils.
Yeah, it was not reserved.
I like sugar. Sugar's good.
It's not good when it's on.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I'll give you a nice sore throat.
Yeah. No, that's actually interesting because I've never thought of it that way. That if that happens, it's not ready or something like. I've never thought of that.
Yeah, normally that's what happened when the tobacco is not ready, and they say they rush in to take it out on the market, or we say, you know what, it's ready, and it's not.
Right.
And that's when you feel that.
And that's, I think that too it goes back to what we were talking about earlier of trying to flood the market with new products very consistently, and sometimes I think that quality control lacks. Yeah,
that for me, for Papuro family, that would be the most important thing.
Right.
You know, I'm not rushing anything to go on the market. I wait till everything is ready to go.
Right.
And I have the expert say, even me, with the knowledge that I have, you know, in the cigar, with the help of, you know, master blender, a few of them. I have some friends in the tobacco industry in the art. And for example, in La Aurora. La Aurora has been since 1903.
I was going to say, he's been around a long time.
Like when my grandfather was born in 1901. But by the 1920s and 30s, he was selling tobacco to La Aurora. Because they pick it up at my grandfather's farm. And La Aurora was buying all the tobacco from everybody.
Right.
You know, everybody that produced, that have a farm, they were up there getting cigars. So,
right.
So since those time, people, they kind of know what they want. They kind of know what they're looking for. So at this point, you know, getting everybody together. I have friends that work in La Aurora for 40 years.
Right.
And then they try my cigar. Master blender. People that have been there, you know, doing everything in turn to tobacco, and they say, Marco, this is ready. No worries, pull it out.
Yep. And that's good.
And then you're not getting it for me that I'm being smoking and trying all kind of cigar and you know, have friends. But when 40-year experience master blender for one of those brand telling you, Marco, you good to go, man.
No, that's a big thing too.
Getting approved, and that's what you want to.
You want that approval.
You want that approval. You don't want to guess anything.
Right.
You know.
No, absolutely.
And you can tell.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know.
And it's an even burn, almost all the way around.
You see, no smoke, but if you go like this,
yeah, it's not.
It's go back right away.
Yeah.
It's go back right away.
It's not combusting at a fast rate inside the cigar. It's not burning hot the entire way. And that's a big thing.
I'm not saying that because this is Papuro.
Right.
I'm saying because
as a cigar smoker.
As a cigar smoker. If I would have tried another cigar and they go like this, I would say perfect cigar. But if it doesn't go like this, I say, you know what, this needs a little help.
You know exactly what could be different or what could be done because you're doing it for your brand yourself.
Yeah, there is no middleman.
Right.
In this. I go through everything.
Right.
That's why I'm taking it slowly. I'm not rushing anything because everything had to go through me.
Exactly.
Even the selling, I mean, Davis, I have some people in North Carolina, I have some people in Connecticut, I have some people in Texas, and but that don't have nothing to do with the cigar factory.
Right.
It has to do with the selling.
And
that's
a lot
up
of times,
to you how you want to.
Right, and a lot of times I've learned that, you know, some lounges or some stores will buy the product just because you're the person selling it.
Yeah.
Or just because you've smoked it and tried it and you stand behind it, or, you know, they're not buying it for the brand, they're buying it for the person in front of them selling it.
Yeah, and that I wanted to get to the point, like, if you like this cigar, and I don't want you to get an approval. I don't want to get an approval from you because I'm here.
Right.
I want to get an approval because you say it and you like the cigar. Even when I'm not here, I say, well, I like this. You know, this is have a good quality. This is was well made.
Exactly.
And because I see in a lot of places say, oh no, you're here. You know, let's say yes. Let's say, you know, and then the next day they say, forget about this.
Right, and that's what I try to, you know, when I say, and I tell people, if somebody's on the podcast and I'm smoking their stuff and I say it's good, it's not because they're sitting here with me and I'm talking to them. It's just because it's a good cigar. You know, same thing I used to do back on, you know, when I started on Instagram doing lives and stuff like that. I had another friend of mine send me stuff, Fuerte Libre. Right.
Mm-hmm.
He sent me a 5-pack because we were talking on a Zoom. And he was like, listen, send me, you know, I want you to try these, let me know what you think. And I smoked them and I said, listen, it's not just because he's my friend. I said, he's got good cigars. You know, he's got the whole spectrum. He's got Connecticut's, he's got Habanos, he's got Maduros, he's got I think a Corojo. Like he covered the entire wrapper spectrum. But I said, I'm not telling you that they're good because he's my friend. Mm-hmm. Like you said, he wasn't on there when I was smoking it. I was at home smoking it by myself. Nobody was around. I wasn't on live. I was just at my house smoking a cigar. And I said, there's nobody here. There's nobody to influence my opinion.
Exactly.
I'm telling you it's good because it's good.
That's what I've been getting a lot of that lately.
I didn't even realize the time.
It's done?
Yeah, we can keep talking afterwards, but
don't worry.
It's been a fun show, guys. We'll see you again next week.
Got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.